not the way to go. Yeah. Okay, now let's just talk about two psychologists again, right? So we saw Piaget, right? Our Swiss, French Swiss psychologist, all right? We can never get rid of him, right? Yeah. All right. He's like the twin of Sigmund Freud. Yeah. So these two people can never get rid of it. So one is him again, and then we have Kohlberg, right? Lawrence. I call him Lawrence. Yeah. All right. So I'll talk about this Heinz dilemma. All right. Yeah. So there's this morality of constraint, okay, that Piaget likes to talk about, right? For young children, right, 10 years and below, right? So children in these two stages, pre-operational and our this concrete operational stage, right? So they're highly focused on outcome, right? They cannot really fathom the intention, right, of the child. So if the child is, say, like looking for a cookie, right? That's in our pre-recording, looking for a cookie, and okay, and the child broke like one glass, right? Compared to another situation in which the child broke like five glasses, right? So yeah, a child who is say like 7 years old, he will blame, the person, the child, for breaking the five glasses more than the child breaking the one single glass, right? Irrespective of knowing what the child is trying to do, right? Yeah. However, if the child gets older, 11 years and older, right, he will be focusing on the cognition, right? Yeah, the mentality of the actor, right? So if the actor, the protagonist, is trying to steal the cookie, oh, then the child, right, the older child will see, oh, okay, that's unethical, immoral behavior, right? However, if the child has no such intention, he's just going to fetch a cookie, and then he broke like five glasses, and then the 11-year-old will think, okay, that's fine, okay. But then, however, if that child, right, is he didn't broke five glasses, he just broke one glass, and then he's just trying to steal the cookie, right? The 11-year-old will say, "Ah, no, 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 no," right? Okay, that child is doing no good, right? Even though the outcome is not as bad as the other situation, right, of breaking five glasses, but he is a thief, right? He is a thief. He is engaging in something immoral, right? So that's the morality of cooperation. Okay, why cooperation? Right, because it's during that stage, right, 11 years onward. Okay, then the older child will understand that this so-called all these laws, moral principles, right, they are not set in stone, right? It's not like we are not really constrained by them forever, right? If you're like 7 years old, you think, oh, okay, just listen to my teachers, just listen to my parents, okay, don't touch this, don't do that. Okay, then when you get older, you kind of realize, oh, okay, actually, it's about human relationships. Okay, so it's really like a contract, signed between, I mean, it's hidden under the cover, lah, right? Okay, but it's yeah, something implicit knowledge. Okay, so we do have a hidden social contract between the child and the people around him, right? Parents, teachers, we all have to behave, right, in a certain moralistic way, right, for us to carry on maintaining our this harmonious relationships, right? So that is during that time, okay, as he gets older and older, from 11 years onward, he will know more about this, right? So that's really like a a moral perspective, right, to his cognitive development theory. Now let's just look at Kohlberg's this theory. So he actually extended it, right? He extended this thing, right? Not just to he didn't constrain this thing to children and young adolescents. He extended it beyond, right? From adolescence to young adulthood, right? To all you people listening and to people like me, right? Okay, and even to older adults, right? So he talked about this Heinz dilemma. Heinz dilemma is definitely not for children, okay? So Heinz, right, is he's got a wife who is suffering from cancer. Okay, so in the short story, right, and then he got a person, right, who has the ability, right, a pharmacist, a druggist who invented a drug. Okay, and then he wants to purchase the drug from that person, from the pharmacist. Okay. However, the pharmacist is extremely greedy, right? He is charging Heinz 10 times, right? The amount than what the drug is worth, right? So Heinz, out of desperation, Heinz broke into the pharmacy's house. He took the drug. I know, all right? So that's the story. That's the end of the story. And then you, as a participant, right? Okay, in this moral dilemma study, you have to judge. Okay, you have to judge. You have to write some story. You have to write some response, and then you have to justify. Okay, why you think that Heinz is a criminal, right? Did he do the right thing? That's the thing. That's a philosophical question, right? Did he do the morally right thing? Yeah. So there's three categories based on the responses, okay, written by the participants, right? So I mean, it looks very wordy, and then if you just look at what's happening on the left column, right, it looks pretty elementary, but there's actually, if you think about it, right, there's actually a lot of things, a lot of details into it, right? So pre-conventional, right? If you're pre-conventional, okay, you are essentially, okay, functioning like Ivan Pavlov's German Shepherd, right? You are basically classically conditioning yourself, right? And then it's really like you want to avoid punishment, and then you want to obtain and maximize reward. That's all you care about, right? And then so the reason is very shallow. Right? Reason is extremely shallow. This one you guys can read it up, the further detail in your textbook. But then this one is, we look at this thing, it's almost kind of very humorous, right? So, it's based on, whether he likes her a lot. I mean, if he gets caught, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. He will get to see her again when he gets out, right? So this is a kind of elementary logic, and then yeah, it's really hilarious. Okay, and then the reason not to steal the drug, okay, he will get caught anyway, right? Okay, he shouldn't have to pay with jail time for his wife's problem, right? So this is being very egocentric, very selfish. Okay, I mean that's my wife's problem. I mean, I'm not going to risk myself for her sake, right? This is pre-conventional, right? Okay, now next, if you're functioning at this conventional phase, right? So this is, you really want to abide by the law, right? And then your subconscious is telling you, just no matter what I'm doing, I'm not going to break the law. Okay, I'm going to be a lawful person no matter what, right? So the kind of reasoning, right, to steal the drug, okay, doesn't steal it, right? And then everyone will think that he's a terrible person, and then so this is based on his own kind of legal principles, all right? That out of obligation, for my wife, I have my personal set of this legal principles, right? Okay, so this is, and then I have this legal obligation to care for my wife, all right? And then the other thing is that reason not to steal with the drug. So you're not sticking with your own legal principles. Okay, you're abiding by the social norm, right? So if he steals it, right, okay, then you'll be thinking about what other people are looking at you. Okay, everybody would think that he's a criminal, right? And then he just cannot go on stealing things whenever he wants to, right? So it's just unlawful, right? This is against the social justice, right? So this is how you'll be thinking, right? This is the midway point, yeah, midway point. You'll be thinking about yourself, right? If you want to steal the drug, you'll be kind of concocting some legal reasons, right? I mean, if you're not to steal the drug, you just be obeying social norms. Simple as that, right? You'll be sticking to social justice, right? Now the post-conventional, all right, post-conventional is it's really as much what we call higher order thinking, higher order thinking, HOT, hot, right? So this is okay. Why not to steal the drug, right? Run from the police, right? And then he'll know he did the right thing. And then sometimes people just have to break the law if the law is unjust. So the key phrase here is that the law is unjust, right? The pharmacist is not, behaving in a just way, right? I mean, he's cheating. He's definitely cheating. He is also breaking the law. And if that person, and since that person is not respecting the law, right? He's not respecting the social norms. I mean, why should I even bother, right? So I will take the law into my own hands. So this is the kind of judgment, okay? This is the kind of judgment, right? And the reason not to steal the drug, okay? Um, so it's like, it's less on what other people think, okay? But it's really about how you would think, so it's still kind of telling, it's kind of telling with this reason to steal the drug. So we see the word like conscience, right? He will have to live with his conscience, okay? All right, other people might say it was okay, right? Yeah, yeah, but he will have to live with his conscience if he steals a drug, right? Yeah, so it's so basically, and sometimes you couldn't really cross this barrier of conscience.